Hi, and thank you so much for joining me for today's spread in my latest junk journal. We are on episode 44, which is unbelievable, and I'm not doing a prompt today. As you probably saw from the title, I am once more doing a collage. It seems like a lot of you enjoy watching these types of collages. And I wanted to switch it up a little bit this time, and for a background, rather than gluing down various papers, I'm going to do a watercolor background. And these are the animals that I picked out, that I fussy cut from my secondhand animal encyclopedia. So looking at the color wheel, just to make sure that I'm going with the right colors, most of my animals are in this range of yellow and yellowish orange, and so I'm going to go with the color next to it, which is a green. So always best to work with colors that are either next to each other or across from each other, which are then the complementary colors. There we go. And I'm using my Koi watercolor set. No particular reason, I just wanted a change from my other watercolors. This was the first one I got, which was not the real cheap kind. So I like these a lot. So I'm using my water brush, even though I'm actually using a cup of water. But I just love this brush so much. It's a fast brush. Oh my gosh, it's a flat brush, and it works really well for this kind of watercoloring. So I am going with various greens that I have in this set, and I'm just starting at the top and using a lot of water and just kind of letting it drip down and helping it to drip down by just adding more water. And I'm continuing this process with various shades of green to give a little more variation to the background. So here I'm adding a little bit of a darker green, then I'll add a lighter green again, and there's like a more bluish green and a more yellowish green. So I just continue with this process until I'm all the way down at the bottom. And just be sure, if you do this, to really have either a kitchen towel or some kind of rag underneath, because as you can see, there's a lot dripping down and the page is really wet. So you don't want to make a complete mess of your table or on your table. So, and this is so enjoyable. You really need to try this. If you're afraid of working with watercolors, and I am a complete beginner, I mostly use them for doing backgrounds. So yeah, I can't tell you a lot about watercolors, but I can tell you this is really fun to do, and anyone can do it and nothing can go wrong. So this is a perfect way to maybe start using yours. If you're kind of anxious to use yours, just give it a try, just have fun. And you can see there's a little bit of bleeding through from the other page from the black pen, but it's really not an issue at all. So now I'm just taking all my lovely little animals, and I'm going to start rearranging them on the page so that they all fit, because this time I was determined to use all of these, and it's kind of like a puzzle. So you just keep rearranging them until they fit. And I'm trying not to leave a lot of space anywhere. And yeah, just kind of trying to place them evenly and moving them around until I have a feeling it works out well. I think this is one of the most fun parts of a collage, next to doing the background like this. But if you do a regular background with just some scraps that you put down, I think this is the best part, just trying to figure out how it can all fit and rearranging them. So I think this is the final version. Okay, so next step, I need some more background. So I found these like fake stamps that I had received for my birthday last year. I'd actually forgotten about them, and I just happened to see them in my sticker drawer. So I thought, well, this is the time to use them. And they have some sparkly bits on them, which is kind of fun. I'm usually not anymore one to love a lot of sparkles, but there's really not a lot, and I thought let's just use them, and it's really quite fun on this page. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a lot of the stamps that have greens and greenish blues in them, so as to kind of stay in the background so that the animals are still the stars of the show, basically, and you don't get distracted too much. And then I did also want to add some like real stamps, used stamps. So I went through my little book, which I had gotten secondhand from the flea market, along with most of these stamps. And I'm just going through these pages to see again which ones have green in them. That might work well as a background. Never thought I would use this beetle one, but actually it worked well for this spread. And I do have a lot of greens. I think it's on the next page with some snakes, and well, I really don't like snakes, so I don't know when I will ever use those, to be honest. I think they're horrible. Okay, and that's all I choose. And now I just try to fit those in where I think they would look good. And I think I managed to place them all except one last one that I just end up not using. And then I also wanted to try something else new, because if your art journal isn't a place for experimenting, then what is, right? I mean, I'm not gonna hang this anywhere or you know, sell it to anyone. So this is purely for me, for my enjoyment, for playing around, and for maybe hopefully inspiring you for your own spreads. But this is a place to experiment. And so I recently got these foiled rub-ons. So I thought, let's give it a try and see if this might work, to have some gold in between. And so I cut out this one saying Carpe Diem, and I'm trying to rub it on. Not sure if it would work or not. And I really give it my best shot. And it's a total fail. It totally didn't work, but it did leave some gold bits there, so I kind of actually liked that. So I thought, well, let's do it again so that we don't only have the gold in one place. So again, totally didn't work out, but it did leave some gold specks behind. So now I'm doing it a third time so that I again would have an odd number of these elements, and they form, this is 3, they form a nice triangle, and that always is pleasing for the eye. So I really actually like how that turned out, even though it wasn't planned. And here now I've stuck everything down. So yeah, it was an experiment and I really enjoyed it. I just love trying new things. So now the only thing that is left to do is to add the date. So now finally my stamps from Amazon have arrived, which are these that I was waiting for so long, which have the numbers which go to my beloved Recollections Clickable Alpha stamps. So I wasn't sure whether they would actually attach to each other, but they do. They're perfect, and they have some other fun little symbols. So these are from the packaging. So if you're interested in getting those, this is what they are. They're made in the US, And you see they have these cute little symbols as well, like a flower, a smiley face, a peace sign, a heart. So cute. And I will try to link those below as well, so you can find them. But do keep in mind it took like, I don't know, between 2 to 3 weeks to get them for some reason. And so now I'm putting together Feb 6, I believe, which was, and a heart. Yeah, Feb 6 and a heart, which was the date of when I made this spread. So that completes today's spread, and I hope you enjoyed this and hope to see you again for the next one. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day. Bye!